Well, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 8th, and we are gathered for our Wednesday morning devotion. And so I'm going to go from the Gospel of Mark, and it's chapter 3, verses 13 through 19. And it's just very simply titled that Jesus appoints the 12. And so I'll read it real quick. And it says, He went up the mountain and called to him those whom he wanted, and they came to him. And he appointed 12, and he appointed 12, whom he also named apostles, to be with him. And he sent them to proclaim the message and to give them authority to cast out demons. So he appointed the 12, Simon, who was called Peter, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, to whom he had given the name the Sons of Thunder, and Andrew and Philip, and Bartholomew, and Matthew and Thomas, and James, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, and Simon the Canaan, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. And that's our reading from Mark today. And so I go through there and I read these names and I think about the imperfections of these people. I think about, Peter, and his denial and everything that went on in the garden when when Jesus said he would deny him 3 times. And I think of James and John, who are called the sons of thunder because they wanted Jesus to cast down some thunder on a city and destroy it. I think it was Tyre, and destroy the city for being not welcoming to Jesus. And, Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him in the end. And I think about those imperfections of all of these people. Even Thomas, he had his doubts there in that one story of the Bible. But he called them nonetheless. And he called them to follow him. And their only jobs were to be sent out to proclaim the message, which is the good news, and to have authority to cast out demons. So, something we can do and something we can't do. We can't necessarily cast out demons, but we can proclaim the message. And so one of my favorite songs that we sing every once in a while is called The Summons. It's in Faith We Sing, and it's number 2130. And I really love this song, even though it's in 3/4 time. And I just want to read some of these words to you. And it says, so when Jesus calls you, will you come and follow me if I call your name? Will you go where you don't know and never be the same? Will you let my love be shown? Will you let my name be known? Will you let my life be grown in you and you in me? Will you leave yourself behind if I but call your name? Will you care for cruel and kind and never be the same? Will you risk the hostile stare should your life attract or scare? Will you let me answer prayer in you and you in me? Will you let the blinded see? Will you set the prisoners free and never be the same? Will you kiss the leper clean and do such as this unseen and admit to what I mean to you and you and me? Will you love the you hide if I but call your name? Will you quell the fear inside and never be the same? Will you use the faith you found to reshape the world around through my sight and touch and sound in you and me? In the last verse. Lord, your summon echoes true when I but call your name. Let me turn and follow you and never be the same. In your company I'll go where my love and footsteps show. Thus I'll move and live and grow in you and me. And I just think that's a powerful story or song about God's call in our lives and our willingness to follow. And this song has major implications on my call to ministry. I went in this retreat way back at the very beginning when I was contemplating going into ministry, and we sang this song, I think, every single day for, 3 or 4 days we're there. And it sunk into me because I knew God was calling me, and I had to have the courage to say yes. And I had to have the courage to say, yes, I will follow you if he but calls my name. And God called my name. And I have no doubt that God calls your name as well each and every day for something great in this world. And God calls you to love. God calls you to be free from anxiety and fears. God calls you to be his disciple in all this world. And I look at that list of names of the disciples, and you can add Paul to that as well, and Paul and all of his imperfections. And God called his name on that road to Damascus, and he dropped everything to follow. How willingly are we to drop everything and follow Jesus when he calls us? Now, that call may be different for all of us. It may not be a clear call to ministry or to a missionary or something like that, but God is calling us for something to further his kingdom here on earth. Whatever that may be, whatever that looks like for you is individuals and is unique upon all of us. So I just urge you to listen for that call and to hear God's call, because I know God is calling you for something. Go forth this day in the peace of love of Christ. Go forth knowing that God loves you, and there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. Amen.